Welcome back to Welsh Miniature Boardgamer, and this is my roundup of what I got painted up during this month of March. I couldn't remember what month we were in. This video is going to be a day late as I had a gaming night last night, so I missed my deadline to put up a video, so excuse me for releasing this video a day later than it usually should be. But first of all, we've got these Battle Systems Core Space expansions. Now, if you saw my previous video, you would have saw me reviewing these miniatures, but this is one of the things that I got painted up during this month. And it's been quite a productive month for me. These miniatures are really nice little miniatures. You know, they're quite soft in the face and all, but the poses are nice, and you know, they give you some variation. They kind of got like an infinity look to them, which is kind of cool. You know, kind of cyberpunk, cyberspace sort of, you know, near future sort of miniatures, which is kind of nice. Kind of like it. So I won't go into too much detail about these, because if you saw my previous video, you've already seen them. But yeah, there was 4 of these that I painted up. So the Poseidon crew. Then we got a whole lot of the Gotham City Chronicles, the Batman game. Now, I didn't paint these up particularly well because they're kind of cannon fodder miniatures, but I painted them up okay. So we got 2 poses for these Gotham City police officers. We got the ones with guns, so we got 4 of those that I painted up. So like I said, the faces are a bit, yeah, when you look at them close up, but from a distance they look fine enough. And, you know, these sort of miniatures aren't exactly brilliant faces on them because they are board game. But, you know, you can see their faces, and from a distance they would look alright. But obviously you're looking at them super close, so they look a little bit meh. So we have 4 of those. Just thing, and I've given them blue bases so I can sort of think them as the police. And then we have these, which I thought were what did I think they were? I thought they were the Court of Owls, but when I read the thing, they were actually the Red Hood. Now, I don't know the Red Hood that well, but I looked online and they seem to be like suit wearing dudes with red masks on. So we did 4 of these guys holding their pistols, and they're identical. I didn't want to make the red masks too bright popping colours, because I thought that they might get mistaken for my next miniatures, which are the Harley Quinn goons or gang. So I made these a bit more poppy, so they're using, you know, more brighter colours, etc. While if I put the Red Hood's gang with the same sort of red, I think I would have probably had a bit more troubles figuring which one was which. Although they are different, obviously. But so I did 4 of these. Now, it's probably going to drive me bonkers, but I have noticed that I've put the red on the wrong side of the one to the other. So there's going to be one guy who's slightly different, but unless my OCD kicks in, I'm not going to have too much problem with that. I'll be alright. But hopefully that'll be okay. But yeah, they're nice little miniatures. Again, like I said, don't have an awful lot of detail, but they are board game miniatures, so, you know, kind of not meant to have an awful lot of miniatures. And then the last one of these Riddler goons to paint up, so I painted him up. Although the colour turned out slightly different to the other ones, which is always a problem if you come back to paint a miniature which is meant to be the same colour as everyone else. They always turn out differently for some reason. Right, so then we've got some Zombicide Black Plague miniatures. So I think these might have been like Kickstarter ones because I got them in a box. They weren't actually in one like the core box or Wolfenberg or whatever it was, or the Green Horde. So I'm assuming they were like part of the Kickstarter campaign, etc. And I think I painted her up okay. She had a very pale skin tone, and I wanted to try and keep her pale, so yeah, it kind of worked. It kind of worked. She's definitely pale, but I think maybe the contrast is slightly too much. She's a little bit dirty, but it turned out okay. And then we have another dude who's sort of Viking-ish. He turned out okay. Don't mind him. Kind of like this golden colour. This was a army painter speed paint actually, which is kind of nice colour. Kind of like that. So, you know, he's got okay colours. Yeah, I don't mind him. Painted him up okay. So then we got second edition. Again, I think they must have been Kickstarter because I bought a box load of them and they weren't actually in the game. So I don't know. But there's this sort of black skin tone with... She's got like this weird like blonde beehive, which is... not beehive, afro, which is kind of strange. Very sort of... what's her name? There's an actress from the 70s and 80s. Can't remember her name. It'll come to me. But yeah, very sort of stylized, as all of these Zombicide second edition and indeed the first edition are. But yeah, like her. Again, I used a bit of the speed paints from Army Painter, like on the coat and all. And it does give variation, you know, there is shadow and light, which is pretty decent. And then we've got another one, which I'm guessing is kind of based on Serena Williams. No, it doesn't really, or Venus Williams, whichever Williams sister, but it definitely looks like she's playing tennis with that shovel. It doesn't really show up my skin tone here on her face and arms and legs, because I've put in loads of tones into it. You can kind of see it like that there. But I'm really quite proud with this skin tone because I'm not that well versed at painting like people with African or Caribbean skin tones. So yeah, I like that. Her dress colour should have been black, but I figured because she was like a tennis thing, I would do it more like the white, like the Wimbledon colours, you know, because being British, you know, of course all tennis is Wimbledon. And I'm quite proud of her. Quite like her. I think her skin tone turned out well. Like I said, you can't really see it that clearly, but it is there. So then we had another one, because while I was doing that one, I thought I may as well do another black skin tone. You can kind of see the difference in shade and highlight there a bit more. And this one was Little Will, maybe? Obviously, yeah, a take on Lil Wayne, I'm imagining. He kind of like, you know, a rapper. But this guy literally isn't little at all. And again, quite proud of him. Zombicide second edition miniatures. Then going old school, Zombicide First Edition. This guy was one of the helpers, like handyman people, one of the ones that you could have pick up and would follow you as a companion. I think he turned out pretty well. He's a bit glossy, which, I don't know, I did use my anti-shine varnish, but maybe I didn't shake it quite enough because he is a little bit shiny. But yeah, I like this miniature. He's quite a good dude, and there's a few of these to paint up because you had, I think, 4 of each of the styles. And then finally, we had a Frostgrave Wizards 2. Actually, my daughter started painting it, but she got a little bit fed up and asked me to finish it. So we've painted her up sort of like a priestly thing, but she's got a skull staff, so I suppose it could be, and a rat, because she wanted an animal on each of her bases. So I like actually the colours. I think they work quite well. You know, they're sort of muted colours, and then she's got this vibrant pop for her hair. So yeah, that's from the Frostgrave range. So all in all, I managed to get 28 miniatures painted this month, which is really quite good for me. And yeah, hopefully I can try and keep this up and get plenty smacked out. So I'm going to leave you with goodbye from me, Welsh Miniature Boardgamer, and I hope you have a good week until my next video. Bye.